Friday the 3rd of July. There, a few people are saying I just keep pulling them out of places. This one we picked up for $5,000, sold in an auction before we got it. Guy that bought it realized it was way too big for his needs, so he put it out on Craigslist. It needed front tires and wheels, which we gave it after we ran it for a year or two. Had brand new rears on it when we got it. Cab was pretty well trashed. Didn't have the door or the back window in it, but previous owner had those. Did not have an AC compressor on it, but the previous owner had sealed the system up good, so it actually went together nicely and has worked great. Only issue was we ended up with a cheap Chinese compressor on it originally, and it made it for 2 years, maybe 3. When it went, we put a good one on it. Gave her a paint job. Should have done the engine. You know how that goes. I didn't. And yeah, you don't notice any blow by, but there's stuff there. Keep in mind, it's in the dust usually. So electronic 3-point crap didn't work, so we stripped the 3-point off. PTO brake does not work. It's got like 35 foot-pounds of torque on it. Yes, I have measured it just to see. We put it on a manure spreader and it will turn over until you get enough weight in it or get something against the beaters, then it can't turn it. Hydraulics work fine. That's what counts. The back piece up there with the lights, that wasn't on it when we got it, so that one is actually all metal that's welded right to the cab instead of a plastic piece. Pain in the butt getting the filter in and out of there, but it's doable. Mirrors on it like we got on both cases. It's an 84 model, by the way. Don't know how many hours are actually on it. Hour meter didn't work, so we've put an electronic hour meter in it. New Holland 216 rakes. And a silly dog. Yeah, let's see, yeah, we get $5,000 for that. We got about 2,000 into it. And open market, when we were done fixing it up, $25,000 was about the right price for a 2-wheel drive, and this is 4-wheel drive, so do the math from there. New Holland 216 rakes. We're going to buy an Allen rake from people I used to haul silage for. We rented it for a few years. I liked it probably better than this one, but they decided they needed it back, so, you know, we didn't have it to use. These things, you know, they're $12,000, $15,000 for something in good enough shape to run. This sat on our local dealer, sat on one of their other lots for too long, and it was on their list toward the end of the year, get it out of here list. We ended up giving, I think we give $39,900 for it, something like that. It needed some teeth. It only had 2 teeth per section, and well, you know, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. You're going to replace all the teeth anyway, because what was there weren't worn evenly. And we found a decent place to get teeth. Shoop was actually a good place to get them. Had a little goof up with the order, though. They sent us the right ones for one basket, and the other basket wasn't even for this rake. But they got that straightened out. That was taken care of relatively quickly. I went to go use it, and the only thing we actually found wrong that we hadn't found before was these adjusters right here. We went to set it up here in the yard, went to get it close to where we knew we were going to want it. Put a couple cranks on that, and the baskets fell to the ground. So, yeah, those were New Holland parts we had to get. Each half of that stupid thing was $100 and some bucks. But it's on here. I'll buy that. That's a piece, by the way. I think, yeah, we put the lights on too. Knowing what we get into, We spent the extra money. Haven't broke any off yet. They could use some tires, but they're still holding there and still getting the job done. I think we had $1,100, I think, in teeth, if that. May not have been that. I don't remember now. It's, been a few years ago. And, say the lights and then the parts we actually had to get. So, basically we got $6,000 into it. It's a 99 model, so it's an older one, but all the parts are still the same. So there, you got a tour of that much, and there's our weather today. It's a lot brighter now than it was earlier. Not that you can tell, but I just spun you all the way around. Looked like it was drizzling up on top of the hill again this morning. Didn't do anything here. So, yeah, it is what it is. I should be cutting, but yesterday, between number one and my wife and myself, we pulled just about almost a half a pickup load of tansy out of that field, and I got to thinking last year I think I pulled 3 or 4 plants out of that field, and it was sprayed year before maybe. I don't remember for sure. We usually don't have much trouble with it, but I always watch for it when we're cutting because you never know where it's going to pop up. So that is what it is. And I just haven't had a lot of get up and go this morning. It's afternoon now. I still ain't got a lot of get up and go. A little sore after yesterday. It is what it is. Like I said, cows are still on pasture. I need to get some bales in here. Number one was supposed to do that yesterday, and that didn't happen. And I got the traveler back over by the shop. I'm going to grab the skid steer and see if I can get that reel back up in the air enough to put it together. Hopefully I can get her done. Like to get it out and going. Really need to run it down here, but I don't want to run it and have the bull or a couple of cows decide to start rubbing on it and beat it up. Don't need that hassle. So we're probably going to end up stringing some pipe out and try to run it straight back, what we call the horse pasture. And I hear a combine. Neighbors actually got some more done yesterday. I was kind of surprised they went a couple days without doing anything. So either it was a little tough what they did run, or they thought that it rained here and it didn't. I don't know. I'm gonna guess maybe they're coming down the road. I just hear the whine from the hydros. Yeah, I see dust up the gravel road. So anyway, maybe here in a little while they'll be running here across the road, and I might be able to get a little video of that for you. In the meantime, I got to get something done. I'll get you some of them coming down the road. They got to go another quarter mile past us and go up the side road to get into the field. But they be moving. Their flag truck's usually quite a ways ahead of them. He's probably been sitting down there at the intersection for the last couple of minutes stopping traffic. Those are both hillside machines with duals on them. So they take the whole road. And somebody can actually turn around in our driveway without tearing the hell out of it. That's amazing. They must have decided they don't want to follow the combine any farther, even though that those combines are almost off the road already. People around here getting narrow-minded that way. Had a gal up on the hill once. Had her stopped, and Dad was taking the combine up. He was within sight of the barn up there when she decided to turn around and go the other way. Well, turning around and going the other way was like 15 miles farther for her to go to where she was going. She'd have waited another 45 seconds. He was off the road. Oh well. Maybe when they get up there, I'll get you some more. I hear them. Right there. It looks like he's sitting pretty flat, don't it? He's not in a flat spot, by the way. That dust is dust you don't want to get into either. Crimson dust is some of the itchiest stuff God ever made. The other one may not be running for a little bit. The other operator might have gone with the truck driver to go get trucks moved. Those two machines, they can keep 2 trucks busy. Small seeds take longer to fill the tank, but they can still keep them pretty busy. Okay, that's enough of him for the moment. I got work to do. I think I hear the other one coming. He might be around the corner. Who knows? They may already had trucks moved before they moved the combines. But I don't see him coming around the corner up there yet. Oh well, more later. Looky there, the turbine jumped on. Yeah, I got it slung on the skid steer and got them lined up enough to get the bolts in. New seal, new wear strip, new bushing. I still got some putting together. Tensioner arm for the drive chain and get some grease in there. Pack that sucker full of grease. That piece is aluminum. So's the piece that the seal goes on inside. So there's a little corrosion. Got everything cleaned up. Kind of like that sucker's aluminum too. You like the missing bolt? I didn't do it. If we ever have that apart, we'll do something with it. But belt's back on. Brace is back on. Shut off link is on but not tightened up. Can't run that radio rod back up. That's the adjuster for the tension on the arm because the arm's still laying down there. A few little bolts to put in yet, but it's together. Enough for now. So there it is. Yeah, tighten that bolt up there so it'll hold. Got that tight. It seems to be in the right place. I hope so. Only thing I'm a little leery about is the difference from the housing heights. But that tube sets down and that's what it's got to line up with. So hopefully it's lined up right because I couldn't pick it up any. I even raised it with a loader and all it wanted to do is pivot around it. So hopefully we're in the right spot. Really don't know how else to do it. Man, I could have dropped the turbine off right there and just had the pipe, but still, I don't know how else to do it. So that's done. Fun job by yourself. And the neighbors are still running up here. Luckily, the wind's been out of the north just enough that we haven't been dusted out. You know, you can see the dust rolling. Especially when you get closer and closer and closer, and then the sun hits you in the eyes and you can't see anything. So there's been times it's come right straight in here, and you know, all we can do is close the doors, close the windows, and you know, either get out the driveway in a piece of equipment or stay in the shop and not go out. So see what tomorrow brings. Maybe that'll go get put in. I still gotta wire a plug-in up down there in the box for that little pump. It's sitting on the bench yet. I haven't had a chance to get down there and do that. And this thing, it just gets shoved through the holes and hooked up, so that's all right. And say this thing's just about ready. A few more bolts and it's done enough. That's my plan anyway. Probably should auto oil some chains and definitely grease the level wind on it and everything else. That mechanism under here, it's underneath that shield. You keep that sucker greased real good. because if it stops, it just tears the whole machine up. And then, of course, hope that I got the, yeah, as long as nothing moved. Everything seemed to bolt back up where it went. Close enough. It shouldn't change the shutoff for it. And I guess that's it for the day. Just like I said, I'm done here for now. I'm not going to fight trying to pick that up, because even though the tension's off, it's still got a lot of tension to it. Ain't worth fighting by myself. And hopefully get a bunch of pipe strung out tomorrow and get some water flying. And yes, our afternoon did finally clear up, but this is about the best it's been. See what tomorrow brings. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate that. And we'll see what all we get to show you tomorrow.